Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is... Forgive my awkwardness, because I'm not entirely sure how to talk about this, but I need to talk about some stuff with the channel. So, first of all, the Patreon thing. I've kind of painted myself into a corner here. So I'll just try and explain what's going on, and hopefully it will actually make sense and not just be a mad ramble. So, first of all, a bit of a primer. I'm off work for physical reasons and mental health reasons. So, this is all I'm doing right now. Now, I have worked other jobs, and doing this, while it does take expertise and time and effort and whatnot, it is easier than a lot of the stuff I've done. So, I try and have the good grace to at least have a good work ethic and work really hard, and I try and do that. So I record, edit and upload at least one episode a day. I try and do 2. This new meta stuff actually takes longer than the old meta stuff, so I'm lucky if I manage to get 2 done. But I work all day from when I wake up to when I go to bed. I very rarely take days off, so I work about 6 or 7 days a week. But it means I've painted myself into a corner. Now the Patreon thing, we'll get to the other issues I have with that. The first one is, one of the things, the only thing I'm offering right now, is if you are a Patreon supporter, you get your name at the end of the credits. Now, because I've been working so hard, and it means I'm recording stuff in advance, right now, for the Fallout 4 series, if you were to become a Patreon subscriber today, you would be waiting like a month until your name actually appears in the credits, and that's a problem. With working in advance. So, I'm not sure what to do about that, other than slow down the pace, which I'm thinking about, but honestly, I don't know what I'd do with myself all day if I didn't. So, that's something I'm struggling with. So first of all, I apologise. If you do become a Patreon supporter, yeah, I'm sorry. You'd have to wait a month. I'm gonna slow things down and make less content, or I can make content come out more often so that the lead isn't as bad. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. So yeah, I apologise about that. I'm just trying to work hard, you know? I don't want to wind up with the opposite problem of always being down to the wire, so I do like doing stuff in advance. But yeah, like I say, I've painted myself into a corner by doing that. I've wound up accidentally working too hard, so I'm sorry, I think. Yeah, it's a bad thing that's happened, but for the right reasons, I think, because I'm trying to work hard. It wasn't intentional. It's just something that I've accidentally wound up doing to myself and to you guys. Luckily, there's no Patreon supporters. I say luckily. It would actually be really helpful, but never mind, we'll come back to that. So yeah, I'm going to try and slow things down. Like I say, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself all day, but that's what I'm going to try. Maybe try and relax a bit and take a holiday or something, I don't know. But yeah, back to Patreon. I don't actually know what I would offer as a reward. I've been thinking about this, and I just cannot think of anything. I refuse to lock off the Discord. I want that to be open to everybody. So that's not going to be a thing. And even if I did, because it's in the link of all of the descriptions of previous videos, all it would take is a little bit of detective work to find it. So that wouldn't be fair to anyone that pays to get in anyway, so I'm not doing that. I don't have merch, so I don't have that to offer. The thought occurred to me to do custom videos, but that's only feasible if I only have a handful of supporters. As soon as... Well, I know it's wishful thinking, but I do have to think ahead. Like, if somehow I wound up with loads, it would immediately become unfeasible, because I wouldn't have the time to do all of them, which means I would have to change what the rewards are, and that wouldn't be fair either. So I'm not doing that. Which leaves me with 0 ideas of what to offer. I've no idea, not a clue. So if anybody has any ideas, I do need help with that. So yeah, That's what's going on. Content-wise, Skyrim Series is ending. I'm just not enjoying it as much as I am Fallout 4, so I've stopped it. At the time of this recording, the last Skyrim episode I did only had like 4 views, and while creating a series for the views is not something I do, the lack of views is one of the contributing factors to me stopping a series. I'm willing to carry on with a series, even if I'm not enjoying it as much if it gets views. But if I'm both not enjoying it and it doesn't get views, then I'm just going to drop it. So yeah, I mean, I am making content for you guys. So you lot and what you enjoy and what you don't is ultimately the deciding factor. So if you're not there, then I'm just going to drop stuff. I'm willing to put up with stuff if it gets views, but not if it doesn't. So Skyrim is being dropped. Fallout 4 I'm really enjoying. So that's, like, I'm enjoying that enough that views won't really make that much of a difference. I will probably continue it until the end, and I do have a finale in mind. This will be a long way away, but I do have that is a series I've planned out a bit more thoroughly. Yeah. The other series I'm doing, The Forest. I have no idea where to take that. Now, we're doing a passive run, which is its own challenge, and we're doing really well on that challenge. Like, we're in day 40-odd or something. I've lost count, completely lost count. And there's no special mutants. That is borderline unheard of. So that is an achievement. But the downside of that is that there's no action, and all you're going to be seeing me do is build stuff. And I'm not sure how interesting that is. So even though we've achieved quite a lot, it's not an interesting achievement. So I have absolutely no idea where to go with that. I would appreciate your comments on what you think of that. Because I have no idea where to take that series. As for other content, I'm thinking of doing Subnautica, but I actually cannot afford to buy it right now. Like, I legit can't afford it. So I would only make that investment. It would have to wait until next month when I get money in, and I would only make that investment if there's enough interest in actually seeing me do it. I put a poll up on my Twitter, and I think we're 3 days into the vote, and I've had no votes on it whatsoever. So, yeah, I have absolutely no idea what to do. But if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, then let me know in the comments below. If you have any other ideas for things you want me to see, then please make comments. That is the best way to do it, or come into the Discord and do it that way. Yeah, I don't have that many games, and I don't have the money, like other bigger creators, to just drop on like one-off videos. I just can't afford it. Like, bigger creators, they get given games, they get given fucking hardware. I don't have the money for that, and the only way I'm going to have the money for that is with Patreon supporters. One of the things I'm thinking of doing is maybe if you pledge a certain amount, you'll be able to request a game that I don't have, and I would literally use that Patreon money to buy that game. One of the things I'm thinking of doing, it would require a lot of bookkeeping, but what I'm thinking of doing is, say you pledge only £1 a month, or $1, or whatever. The idea is maybe to keep track of it, and once it cumulatively reaches a certain amount, then you'd be able to request a game that I don't have, and I would use that money to buy the game. That is a thing I'm thinking of. It would require a lot of bookkeeping, but it might just work, because I don't feel right asking people to drop like 20-30 quid in one go every month. So I think the cumulative idea might be better. I mean, if you do $1 a month, it would take like 30 months to get to 30 odd, but I think it's more manageable and fairer for me to do it that way, but I'm still struggling with figuring that out, so let me know what you think of that idea. Yeah, unfortunately it does come down to money. I do want to do the channel as my full-time thing, and right now, because I'm off sick, I have the luxury and privilege of doing that, and it is a luxury and privilege. It won't last forever. For one reason or another, it will not last forever. So one of the reasons I'm trying to work so hard is to take full advantage of it while I can, before I'm forced to do other things, for one reason or another. But yeah, like I say earlier, because I've doing that and I've been working so hard and making so much content, I have painted myself into a corner. So yeah, sorry if you become a supporter, but right now you'd have to wait a month for Fallout 4 anyway for your name to get in the credits. The Forest, I'm not as in advance on, so you'd get your name in the credits earlier on that. Speaking of in advance, I don't know what I'm replacing Skyrim with yet. The episode that would come out after that, if Skyrim was still running, would be the 17th of June, which is after my money comes in. So if there's enough interest for Subnautica, either 1 or 2, I don't know which one I would do, if I would do it. They're both about 25 quid. But if there's enough interest for that, then if there is enough interest, then Subnautica 1 or 2, don't know which yet, would replace Skyrim. And it would be out on the 17th of June. Don't know yet though. If anybody has any other ideas for games that they'd like to see me do, then let me know. That would be great. Comments actually help the algorithm and whatnot, but yeah, I'm more interested in hearing your opinions on what you think I should do. Because I do want to make stuff that you'd be interested in, but I have zero ideas and not many games that I think that I could do, so I would have to buy the games, and I don't have the money yet, so yeah, I would need enough interest to justify me spending the money that I probably shouldn't be spending, because my income is nowhere near as good as like a proper full-time job. It's not, nowhere near. So even though the financial crisis that I went through is past, I'm still not doing that well financially. So yeah. Okay, my throat is actually starting to hurt with all the talking. Excuse me. So, I'm gonna leave it at here. I think that's all I need to talk about. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. In the meantime, come back soon, on June the 7th, I believe it is, the Fallout 4 Whispering Hills Mega Mod List. I used to say mod pack, but apparently a mod pack sounds like it's one of those prepackaged things. It isn't. I made this whole damn mod list myself. It took 4 different test characters to properly tweak and fix to make sure it all works properly. A lot of work's gone into it, so I really hope you guys like it. I really do. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, the Fallout 4 series drops on June 7th. I hope you guys come around for that. Stick around for The Forest. If you haven't seen it, watch it through. We're doing a passive run, trying to not piss off the mutants. And so far it's working, somehow, bizarrely. But like I say, because of that, there's not that much action, so to speak, and it's me building. So I'm struggling to figure out how to make that interesting. I'm not sure if I want to drop it or not, because it is an achievement in and of itself, but despite that, it might not be interesting enough to warrant it. I don't know. I'm still working it out. But yeah, if you have any ideas for me to to do any games, let me know in the comments below, and I'll think about it. Commenting really helps any and all of the videos, but don't feel obliged to if you can't think of anything. Yeah, liking and subscribing really does help. I have a TV Tropes page. I would really love it if people would fill that out. If you want to support me and don't want to do it financially, that is the best way to do it. That would, seeing entries pop up and that would really make my day. But yeah, I think that's it. Sorry about the announcement, folks. I just had to get all of this stuff off my chest and let you know what's going on. Whew, but in the meantime, thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye now.